Hello, my name is Bron and welcome to Pronounce Aussie English. I'm a certified practicing speech pathologist in Australia and I've been working with people teaching pronunciation of English and helping professional migrants to pronounce English really clearly and to reduce their accents for over about 10 years now actually. So I also have an online course that you're welcome to access. It has a collection of videos that I actually produce for my current clients that I see in my private practice, and it was just really hard to share those given the file size, so I created an online course for them so that they can access those for practice at home. Okay, so today what we're going to be talking about is vowel sounds. So I've had quite a lot of people contact me and specifically ask me for some lessons on vowel sounds, and it's fair enough because English we have 20 vowel sounds, and for example in Spanish you have 10, so you have 10 extra vowel sounds to learn to be speaking English clearly. So really one of the main ones that trip people up is long vowel sounds, and that's because English uses quite a lot of, as you can see, quite a lot of long vowel sounds, and if you shorten those vowel sounds the word changes. For example, seat and sit. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to go through the vowel sounds and then talk you through about 5 commonly mispronounced words with that vowel sound in it. So let's get started. So I've got a little cheat sheet here that has the vowel sounds in it. Let me just move that across. You can see it. That has the vowel sound symbols in it. So I've created these icons to help you to recognize the symbol and the sound to go with the IPA, or the International Phonetic Alphabet symbol. So you can see here I've got card, and that goes with the R sound. So R, you can see, I tell my clients, pretend you're going to the dentist and they're saying, or the doctor, and they're saying, okay, open your mouth up wide, ah, or you're going to take a bite of an apple, ah. Really is that wide, and if you don't get it that wide it'll sound like ah, and often people will go ah, and I'm like, no, even wider, like 3 finger width wideness. And then along with width of the mouth we need to get length in the vowel. So ah, having these little dits or a semicolon after the A indicates length of the vowel, so we have to get the vowel to be long. So ah, and here are some words here for you to practice. Okay, so I know that you know these words, but the thing is, if you don't recognize, you might not recognize that you don't always say the long vowel correctly in these. So just do a little double check, or even video yourself saying them and compare to my pronunciation perhaps. That might be worthwhile. So after, can't. But you want to make sure that one has a long A, otherwise it becomes a very rude word in English. Hard, part, start. Okay, so that's the R vowel. Okay. Now we've got oo. So that's this one here, the symbol for boot. And oo, you can see, is quite a round sound. Oo. Quite forward and quite round. Oo, but keep it long. Okay. So boot. Otherwise it becomes boot. We don't want boot. Assume. Food, you, to, and obviously 3 different spellings of to. But remember, if you're going to speak connected in connected speech, English, because it's a stress timed language, we put stress or emphasis, so increased length of time, on particular syllables and words. And so if you are saying the word, for example, to as a connecting word, I went to the shops, you can hear that I didn't say I went to the shops. I said I went to the shops. So it becomes a schwa sound. So schwa is the upside down E symbol. One of my favorites to teach about because it is in almost every word and definitely in every sentence. And if you haven't met schwa up until this point, probably a good time to meet, because if you want to speak English successfully and like a native Australian speaker, you have to use that a lot. So to would become t. All right. So let's tick off oo. Now, E is the long sound with a little symbol of a buzzy bee. Or they would call it a bumblebee in America, but in Australia we would just call it a bee. So again, a long sound, E, but you can see now that I've actually got more of a posture for my mouth of a smile, say E. My lips are quite retracted. You don't want to get to the point where you're retracting your lips so much that they are like this, E. One of my clients doing this recently, so I'm having to then provide support to stop that happening. So we don't want to look like we're going to bite something, but we want to look like E, like we're smiling, okay? So each, she, he, feedback, and eat. Now, I really hope that you can read my handwriting because I have horrible handwriting and it makes me so paranoid to write on a whiteboard for people, but I think it's useful for you to have a visual to see those words. I don't know, what do you think? Okay, so that's E. All right, so let's talk about or. So you can see, again, lips are forward for this one. And I think this is why people find these sounds hard, is because, you know, English, we like to move our lips and mouth all around. So it's forward, it's down for the jaw and right up. So E and or and ah, like there's a lot of mouth movement happening. So don't be afraid to kind of overemphasize it a little bit when you're learning it. Because people are going to hear you say sure rather than sure. So, yeah. So, or, saw, sure, awesome, for, before. Now, the other day I went to the bottle shop, or in Australia we would call it a bottle-o, to buy my husband some beer. And the guy said to me, have an awesome day. Ah, he used an ah sound instead of awesome. All right, so don't get that one wrong. Make sure you remember or, okay? So let's talk about Now, this one trips up almost every single person from every single language background. No one seems to have in their native languages except for English. Actually, let me know if you do have that in your first language. I'd be very interested. So I've used the symbol for a bird, and you can see when I say that, my lips come forward and my mouth does open a little bit. So we don't want like we're not angry, but we want lips forward, mouth open, okay? And also our tongue does go up at the back a little bit as well. So you can kind of get your finger, your middle finger, and push up at the back a little bit to encourage it to go up. So you want tongue up and lips forward, a little bit forward, not too far, but we want the mouth open a tad. So if you're finding that tricky to coordinate, don't worry, because you're not the only one. Having your tongue up and lips forward, your brain doesn't seem to want to do that, especially if it's very unfamiliar to you from your first language. But just keep working on it, because even people who I've worked with who really struggle with this vowel sound have eventually got it. So, so first, her, work, person, word. That word work, I hear people say it wrong all the time. They go wuck, wuck. I wuck at, or wuck, or wuck. Yeah, so they say, they substitute a long vowel for a short vowel, like an or an oo. So try and make sure at least you make the vowel sound long, but don't also forget to make your lips come forward, all right? So that is, not taking these off. So let's talk about the last one, which is our. Okay, so I've got a little symbol for a bear, and you can see here I've got the word there. Obviously, you would know that you can also write there. This is why I wrote beforehand. You can also write there as in T-H-E-I-R, like their dog. Or actually, you can even write there as in they are with an abbreviation. And they're all said with that same our sound, you'll be pleased to know. So there, care, fair, where. Oh, I've got care there twice. There you go. So that is the long vowels. I trust that helps. And please let me know in the comments if you have any questions or if you have any particular lessons you'd like me to create, because I love hearing from you guys, and any words that you find particularly difficult with long vowel sounds, or just words in general. If you're interested, check out my free course, and please subscribe if you would like to continue me making lessons for you, and be the first one to find out about that. Thank you, and good luck with your journey learning English. Okay, bye now.